All right, ladies, listen up. It's not kindness that leads you to put everyone else's needs above your own. Saying yes to all the things because you don't want to disappoint anyone else, but yet it's totally okay to disappoint yourself. Or not sharing how you really feel just to keep the peace. This isn't you being kind. It's you abandoning yourself in a search for validation, acceptance, and possibly even to feel loved. It's not kindness. It's a destructive pattern. So often we write off people pleasing as just being a good person. At least that's how we justify it. But in the process, we lose ourselves, only to arrive at a place in our lives where we feel a sense of injustice and resentment because it seems like everyone else can relax when they want to, or say no to things they don't want to do, or speak their truth when they feel like it. But for some reason, we can't. People pleasing is a learned behavior that was adopted at some point in your life to cope with your surroundings. Whether it stems from your family environment or the generational and cultural context you grew up in, it was your way to survive and get your needs met. And I'll be the first person to admit, I am a recovering people pleaser. I wrote it off as just being a kind person, but what lurked in the background of this pattern almost destroyed me. It ruined my marriage, my relationships with friends, my sense of inner peace, and sent me spiraling into a deep, dark depression that nearly cost me my life. You see, people pleasing isn't selfless. It's actually very selfish, because you're ultimately giving with strings attached, albeit unconsciously. Often giving for the sake of external validation, praise, love, or acceptance. When we don't receive what we're after, we harbor resentments that can lead us to become passive-aggressive. Behind your kindness lies a motive, one that is hard to detect because sometimes you receive the attention, praise, or acknowledgement you were after, and it simply reinforces this pattern as an effective way to get your deeper needs met. It's only when we're left high and dry that we can see a resentment bubble to the surface, showing us that we had an ulterior motive for our behavior. If I give a gift to a friend on their birthday, but they don't do the same for me, and I become resentful, was my giving genuine? If I offer to help a colleague with a project, but secretly hope they'll owe me a favor in return, was my generosity genuine? If I volunteer for a charity event, but feel slighted when others receive more recognition, was my altruism sincere? If I listen to a friend's problem, but expect them to always listen to mine in return, was my empathy authentic? If I apologize to someone, but only because I fear losing their friendship, was my apology heartfelt? This self-centered motive is hard to detect because it's masked by a layer of kindness that on the surface appears genuine. Sometimes we are unaware of what's behind our giving. It's only when resentment bubbles to the surface that we can see clearly it was not kindness we were giving. I want nothing more in this world for everyone to align with authentic self-expression and genuine kindness. But this pattern you're stuck in isn't kindness if there's a motive behind your behavior. So it's important to slow down and ask yourself, the next time you feel pulled to act in a kind way, am I giving out of love or am I giving for love?